Good morning, Kids Church. How are you? It's so lovely to see you, or some of you last week on the Zoom. To actually see you in real life was amazing. I miss seeing you all. So it is a bit funny talking to you this way, but I hope you're all okay in homeschool or school if you've been in. I know some of you have been in and some of you have been at home. I hope that's going well as well. Today we're starting kind of a new topic. So we were talking about Jesus' birth before Christmas, but now we're moving on to when Jesus was a little bit older. So how many times a day do you need to ask for something or ask for help for something? Have a think. When would you need to ask somebody else for help? That's right, to get your breakfast in the morning. Some of you might be able to do it yourself, but some of you might need help to get the milk out of the fridge or to get the cereal out of the cupboard or pour it in. So breakfast time. Anything else? Might need some help getting dressed. Some of you might not be able to put your jumper on or your tricky socks. It might be you need help to get to school because you can't walk by yourself because you're not old enough yet. So you need to go in the car or you need to be walked because it's not safe for you to go by yourself. Maybe making a drink, cutting up an apple for snack time, and help. Imagine at the moment quite a lot of you will need help with your schoolwork if you're working from home or homework, or even help to learn to read. So many times a day we need help. And in today's story is about someone who needed help and they knew just the right person to ask. And I imagine, who do you ask to help you? I heard a dad. I hear a mum, brother and sister, yeah. Might be uncles and aunts, it might be godparents. Yeah, there's lots of people. You know who to ask for those things. And this story tells us that this lady here had a problem and she knew how to ask or who to ask for help. So Jesus, here he is, he went on a journey with his disciples to a place near, hopefully this looks like it, the seaside. So he went to a place near the sea. He wanted to get away from the crowds and the Jewish leaders who didn't believe him. He wanted to teach his disciples some important lessons. So here are his disciples. They'd gone together. It was a bit like having a training course. So they had a little bit of time away from where they actually worked to be trained by Jesus. And they went to a nice place so they could concentrate on that and they didn't get bothered by lots of people. And the people who lived in this place were not actually God's people. And God's people in the Bible times were the Jews. So these weren't Jews, these were people who were born into other religions or Gentiles as we call them. Okay, there was a woman. So there was a woman there who had a problem. She had a very big problem because she had one little daughter who was not very well. She didn't behave like other children. Something made her lose control of herself and she'd just be a little bit strange, didn't seem very well at all. She wouldn't do what anybody told her and she was very unhappy and poorly. She couldn't go and play on the slide and the swings with all the other children. She was by herself because she was well, and it was very difficult for this woman. Now she heard that Jesus was in town, so she decided to go and ask him. She knew that was the right person to talk to. She said, "Lord, Son of David." She'd heard that this was a special name for Jesus. "Please, my daughter needs help. Have mercy on me." But Jesus, he didn't do anything at the first. He was concentrating on his disciples. His disciples didn't like the noise on the fuss, so they told her, "Go away. We're busy. You need to go away now." Well, she knew, this lady knew that the right thing to do and the right person to talk to was Jesus. She came back, "Please, Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me." They just said, "Look, Jesus, you need to send her away. She keeps shouting out. We can't hear you. We need to listen and learn from you." But Jesus didn't. He didn't send her away. Instead, he turned to her and explained, "I've come to teach my Jews. I need to teach the disciples how to do what I do." But the mother, she knelt down I can't kneel her down, so that'll do. She knelt down. She just showed him that he was more important with her. And she said, Lord, help me. She was at the end of her tether. She didn't know what to do. And actually, Jesus, even now, wants us to come to him. He doesn't want to send anyone away. He wants us to come to him because he wants to help us. And if you have any problems or anything you need help with, then we can go to him. And I know that on the way to school with Tristan, we've prayed some mornings. He's really wanted to be outside with his friends at playtime, and it was a really rainy day. And we just said, we've prayed to God and we've asked him to help us by giving Tristan a dry playtime. And do you know what? He's had a dry playtime so he can go and chat to his friends and play with his friends. And that's just a small little thing. I'm sure lots of you have got answers to prayer. So, Jesus used a story. He said, a family is sitting round a table eating a meal. Under the table is a dog. Who's got a dog? Anyone seen a dog? Now, if a dog is you're eating a meal, the dog is under the table and it's waiting for that food. Do you give the dog food? No, you don't give the dog food. And he said, you don't give the dog food from the children's plates. You let the little drops, the crumbs drop. It's not right to take the children's food and give it to the dog. And that's because the children wouldn't have any food and they need food to survive. So the woman knew what he meant. She said, yes, Lord, but even dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table. Some Jews did not want to know about Jesus. So not these disciples, but the Jews he'd left behind. They didn't want to know about Jesus. They didn't want to listen to him. They were happy with their lives. She wasn't a Jew, but she did want Jesus, and she wanted to know about Jesus because she knew he was the right person to know. And she was saying, yes, please, please, just give me a crumb, give me a little something. Jesus was really pleased. So he welcomed her, even though she wasn't a Jew and she hadn't believed in him. She did now, and he welcomed her. He said, you are my child. You believe in me. You believe I'm the Son of God. So he said, woman, you have great faith. I will give you what you ask. She hadn't asked anything. She just said, can you help me? At the moment, she went back to her own house. And when she got there, she discovered that her daughter was better. She was like the other children, and she could go and play on the slide. She could make friends, and she could listen and follow instructions. She was just like all the other boys and girls. What do you think the mum felt like now? What emotions would she be feeling? Show me in your faces what you think she'd be feeling. Is she going to be scared? Is she going to be shocked, amazed, wowed? I think she's going to be wowed, isn't she? So happy. So nobody deserves God's help because we've all done things wrong, but he shows kindness to us all who believe in him. Okay. So if you believe Jesus is the Son of God, so if you believe that Jesus is the Son of God and you ask him for help, he will help you. And especially if you say sorry for all the wrong things, he will help you then. So, what did the mother ask Jesus for? Yes, she asked. Well, she didn't actually ask, but what she wanted was her daughter to be healed so they could have a normal life together and be happy and not sad all the time. Why did Jesus help her in the end? Well done, because she believed that he was the Son of God, even though she'd not met him before and she'd only heard things in passing. She believed. Did everyone at that time believe in Jesus? No. And people nowadays, not everyone believes in Jesus, but Jesus welcomes everyone. And his Bible verse for today is, whoever comes to me, I will never drive away. So Jesus says, if you come to me, I will never say no. And that's from John chapter 6, verse 36, if you want to read it in your Bible. Or 37, sorry. John chapter 6, verse 37, if you want to read it in your Bible. Whoever comes to me, I will never drive away. Okay, so I wonder if you could help people this week a little bit like Jesus helps people. So if you're at home, maybe you can help your mums and dads or your brothers or sisters. If you are going into school, maybe you could help your school friends or your teacher, because there's a lot going on at the moment. And maybe we'll pray this week that we can help other people around us. Maybe it's your neighbours in your road. Okay. Dear Lord, just thank you for this time this morning. Thank you that we can learn more about you by reading in the Bible. Thank you that no matter what's going on in the world, you're listening to us and you're always there ready to help us when we ask. And Lord, this week we ask that we can be you. We can be like Jesus, going out into the places around us or in our house, that we can help those who ask us or those we see in need. Just pray that you'll help us to notice who we can help. Amen. Have a great week, whatever you're doing, and see you next week. Bye.